Boulevard of Broken Dreams. The intro, that gated guitar. How did they do it? I'll show you. But before that, please like this video. I'm trying to spread rock music production in unusual DAWs all across YouTube, and only you can help me. So please press like and subscribe. I was always so amazed by the guitar sound in the intro of Boulevard of Broken Dreams. That's one of my favorite guitar sounds ever. So I had to find out how to do it. And I did. And today I'm gonna show you 3 ways you can do it too. One is gonna be the traditional way using a pedal. The second way is gonna be in BITWIG. And the third way is gonna be in Ableton Live. That way we can compare all of the sounds and have some fun. So this effect is called a tremolo. That's how we guitarists call it, right? But what's a tremolo? It's actually just a gate, like a smooth gate controlled by a rhythm or a rate. A gate is simply a device that opens and closes, like, you guessed it, a gate. And when it's open, it lets the sound go through, and when it's closed, it doesn't let any sound go through. That's why it gives the guitar that choppy sound. There are a lot of gate pedals out there and a lot of gate gear out there, and I'm not sure which one Green Day used to record this song. But the one that I have in my disposal is this one, the famous Boss Purple Flanger. This not only is a really cool flanger, but it also has a gate mode, and that's why I could use it as a gate. It chops up my sound. You see, it has a little gate mode on this knob right here, and the rate is basically the speed that the gate opens and closes. I took a lot of time to kind of match the speed of the Green Day song, so if you want to have the same sound but not have as much work as I did, just copy my settings. I'll give you some time. These are my settings for the Green Day Boulevard of Broken Dreams in my little flanger BF3 by Boss. Copy roughly, okay? You're gonna kind of have to mess around with your pedal as well a little bit just to get it working as you want it. And this is how the pedal sounds. Pretty close to the song, right? I really like it. You have to use the distortion before the pedal. So I have this little cheap distortion pedal here. I think this is less than 20 pounds nowadays, but I'm not sure. It's really cheap, but it's nice. No, I just used this before the flanger pedal. And then I went to an amp sim. In my interface, you can use any amp sim that you want. The amp sim is literally just giving me that amp sound so it doesn't sound horrible. The one that I use is Fuchs Train right here, Train 2. This one, it's pretty good, but it's literally doing nothing. It's just being an amp after my pedals. Then I recorded this directly into my DAW. And also notice that I recorded the guitar here 2 times, and one is panned hard left and the other one is panned hard right. And that's just to give me that stereo guitar sound, just like in the song. But pedals can be expensive, right? Especially when you dished out all this money on your DAW already and you have to buy like multiple pedals to get multiple sounds. Well, I'm gonna show you how to get that sound for free in your DAW right now. So as you can see, you do have tremolo plugins in BITWIG, and you even can do a tremolo in Ableton Live using AutoPan, but I think the methods I'll show you today give you a bit more control and versatility. We gotta be a bit creative, but let's start with BITWIG first, and then we'll go to Ableton later. First of all, you have to record your guitar twice, and again, I recorded my guitar through the cheap distortion pedal and the amp sim, the Fuchs amp sim. And this is what I got. I recorded twice, spreaded one to the left and another one to the right, and this is the sound that we get right here. You can really hear the rhythm, how simple it is to play this part of the song. And what really makes it is the gate pedal. So the next step, as you can see here, is to group the guitars into one group in BITWIG, and then we're gonna start adding the plugins into this group so we can get that gated sound. Now, first of all, in the group, we need anything with a gain knob. And in BITWIG, the easiest gain knob that you can have is in the 2 device. This is the 2 device right here. As you can see, it has even 2 gain knobs, like a volume knob and a gain knob, and we're gonna use one of them to do the gated sound. The key is gonna be moving this knob here to make that gated sound, something like this. I'm doing that with my mouse, but we can do that with a modulator. So to see the modulators, you click on this little key icon here and this little plus button. And for our modulator of the day, we're gonna use classic LFO. Let's click it to open it, and then we gotta make sure it's moving at 8s. The speed has to be 8s. That's the speed of the Green Day song, the choppy sound in the Green Day song. In this case, it's much easier to use the LFO in BITWIG than using the pedal because you are sure that you're on time with the song. And this is an advantage of doing this digitally, for sure. We're gonna use the first wave here, the sine wave, because the sound of my pedal, at least the way that I hear it, is not super choppy. It has a little bit of smoothness in there, so I need the sine wave and not the square wave to open and close that sound a little bit more smoothly, almost like fading in and out a little bit. Now we can click this little assignment button here and assign it to the volume knob down here like this. And we also have to turn off the bipolar here because we want it just going down like this. That's exactly what we need. Now we're gonna play the song and we're gonna play around with the phase and the little curve here to make sure we get a similar sound to the pedal. There we go, we got it. You see the phase kind of just offsets the wave a little bit so you can really kind of go for the same sound that you had with the pedal. And I found that at 45% was a little bit closer to the attack and the release that I had with my pedal for my gates. And the curve is just changes the curve of your curve. So it still is a sine wave, but it has a bit more of an aggressive open than it had before. I'm pretty happy with how it's sounding right now. It's pretty close to what my pedal sounded, but it still misses the little bit of a flangery sound, but I don't want to go all the way flanger in here. The Green Day song, I'm not even sure if it does have a flanger, maybe it does have a little bit of chorus to make it wider, but I do like the flangery sound that my pedal gives, so I'm kind of gonna go for it, but I'm gonna go a little bit less for it, so it can be even closer to the Green Day song than using my pedal, maybe, I don't know, let's give it a go. So I'm gonna use the chorus plus here for this. So the chorus in the first mode here, and I'm just gonna leave it as it is and see how it sounds. It's not exactly like my pedal, but it's pretty close, it's pretty good. That would work in a mix of Boulevard of Broken Dreams any day. Let's move on to Ableton and see how it works in there. It's actually very similar to the way we did it in BITWIG, so let's do basically the same thing, but in Ableton. So all the Ableton guys can be happy that we're still doing Ableton stuff in this channel. Don't worry about it, I promised I would still do it, and I'm still doing it. Now this is exactly the same recording as we had in the other DAW. As you can see here, it's grouped, spread it left and right, exactly like we had in BITWIG. So we're gonna use the group again to put our effects. And in Ableton, we don't have tool to have a little gain knob, we have utility. So let's put utility in there. And Ableton also has an LFO, so let's find that LFO and let's put it before the utility here. Like this. See, this is pretty similar to what we had in BITWIG, so you can kind of get a feeling of what I'm about to do here, right? Yeah, but let's do it anyways. In Ableton, curiously, I found that the square wave with a little bit of smoothing like this worked a little bit better than the sine wave. It worked more similarly to the sine wave in BITWIG. So yeah, I'm using the square wave with a little bit of smoothing. We gotta put this down to 50% because basically what that does is the same thing as turning off the bipolar thing in BITWIG. So it's only swinging to one side and then start turning the gain knob up. Always remember this bit, okay? It's important for a gate. In Ableton, we can click the little map button here and map it to the gain. Just click on the gain. You see, it started moving already. So we can kind of hear that it's already working a little bit. Remember, it's in eighths. The speed is eighths. So change to sync mode down here. Put it all the way down to eighths, like this. See, it's sounding close, but it's a little off for some reason, so I'm gonna play around with the offset and the phase, just like we did it in BITWIG, and kind of get it sounding like my pedal. I think the offset should stay at 0, but the phase should be at 30% for sure. And now this sounds much closer to the original song. Again, remember what we did in BITWIG? We put a chorus after it, so we're gonna do exactly the same thing. Let's find the chorus. Chorus is simple, put it after it right here. And that's it, I'm not even gonna play with it because it's gonna sound good. Trust me, it's gonna sound good. and that's it. Sounds pretty close, right? If you're not in Ableton or BITWIG and you don't have a plugin that does LFOs or gates, there's a lot of plugins that do LFOs and gates, but if you don't have any, you can also do this with automation. Let me try and do it here quickly for you guys. Let me just give you an example here. I just did this little drawing here, gonna duplicate it a bunch of times like this, and it's assigned to my gain knob here in my utility, right? You can also assign it to the gain here in your channel. Whatever your DAW does, you can do that. And I think this should work. Let's try it out. So there you go, you got a little bonus way of doing it as well. I didn't try this before, so yeah, I'm glad it worked in the video. So let's hear all the different ones and see which one we like better. Alright, there you go. Which one was your favorite? Leave it in the comments below now before I say my favorite. 1, 2, 3. Which one did you choose? Well, my favorite, obviously, is the pedal one. There's something about using a manual thing that's not precisely synced to your DAW and that kind of makes you work for the sound, that just makes things sound better. That's why I think that humans are still better than machines at doing music, just because these little discrepancies that we get when we're trying to make things work is what makes music great. Between BITWIG and Ableton, I mean, they're pretty much almost the same, a little bit different sounding, but I could use both in any mix. They both sound fine, and I really like that it's really easy to do in both DAWs. So that's it for today. I hope you learned something in this video. If you did, please press all the buttons around me in this world that help me, and I see you all next time. Thank you and bye.